I am Dr. Mike Van Thielen. I am the CEO, President of Neomatrix Medical. I'm a PhD in holistic nutrition. I'm an author and a renowned keynote speaker. Well, I grew up in Belgium, which is a little country in the center of Europe. I always say that Belgium is the size of the Everglades in Florida, a lot less alligators, but a lot more good beer and good chocolates. So that's where I'm originally from. I grew up in a single family home. My mother made ends meet. She worked very hard to provide for me and my brother. And so that's where I grew up. Well, when I was in elementary school, we did all kinds of sports activities, and I was on the basketball team, the soccer team. I was the fastest runner in the class. But when it came to swimming, I actually lost to one of my better friends because he was part of the local swim team. And so I'm a sore loser, so I decided to go and join the swim team too, and that's where I found my passion for swimming at age 8. I graduated from the University of Brussels as a physical therapist, and at that time I traveled with the Belgian Olympic swim team in preparation for the Atlanta Games in 1996. So we traveled all around the world, and we came particularly to Fort Lauderdale a few times for training camps, and I absolutely fell in love with Fort Lauderdale. So during that time there was a recruiter that wanted me to come work in the United States as a physical therapist. And when he asked, where did you want to work? I obviously said Fort Lauderdale. He answered, well, I don't have a position in Fort Lauderdale right now, but I have one in Ormond Beach. So I replied, well, I don't know where Ormond Beach is, but the beach sounds fine. And that's how I ended up here in Ormond Beach, Florida. So I came to the United States as a physical therapist, and I got more and more interested in more natural approaches. So I obtained my license in acupuncture, I became a doctor of oriental medicine, I got certifications in Chinese herbal medicine, homeopathy, etc. But after treating thousands of patients with those more natural approaches, I still didn't feel they were getting the long-lasting results I was looking for. So I had to look a little bit further, and I decided to go back to basics and obtain my PhD in holistic nutrition. Because I believe that drugs don't cure, injections don't cure, surgeries don't cure, food doesn't cure, supplements don't cure, therapies don't cure. I believe that only the body can heal itself. So we need to put the body in the right conditions so it can heal itself. I love to share my knowledge with other people. I like to show them different solutions to their problems. I like to show them different directions and different possibilities. And I think that stems from my past experience, because growing up I didn't have a mentor or a guide, and I want to be that mentor and guide to other people to show them those alternative choices. Conventional medicine approaches are symptomatic-based approaches. So drugs, injections, surgeries, they only address the symptoms and really not the root cause of the problem. In addition, the prescription drugs that we use are toxic, and with long-term use, they really have a detrimental effect on our bodies. Healthcare today really is sick care. We are not focusing on educating the people on how to maintain and sustain optimal health. Rather, we are focusing on managing disease states. As the saying goes, the pharmaceutical industry isn't creating cures, it's creating customers. Scientists agree that stem cells and regenerative medicine are the medicine of the future. So currently the applications of these stem cell-based therapies are in surgery to speed up healing, minimize scarring, and prevent infection. The other areas where these therapies are used today are orthopedic conditions and sports injuries, neuropathies, wound care, diabetic ulcers, eye conditions, and sexual health. When it comes to our health, we have been conditioned negatively. We need to choose health freedom. Health freedom is the freedom that all of us have to choose either to be sick and sad or to be healthy and happy. And we can't blame our doctors or healthcare professionals. We can't blame the government or the fake news. We can't blame our parents either. It's time for us to take responsibility and take care of our loved ones also. It's time to choose health freedom.
My name is Charlie Williams. I'm the CEO of the World Sports Alumni Professional Athletes Association. I'm also a co-founder of Dragon Promotions, events production company. Been around about 19 years now. And I'm also a retired former world #1 billiards pro. I met Dr. Mike through another doctor actually, Dr. Greg Carter, a mutual friend of ours. And he knew that our association had a lot of professional athletes that possibly needed help in regenerative medicine and stem cells. So he made an introduction to Dr. Mike, and that's how we originally met. Dr. Mike's got an amazing character. He's very confident. He's got a lot of magnetism, I think, in his personality. So a lot of people are drawn towards him. And I like the fact that, he's always very direct and he never hesitates. So he's very confident about what he's working on, what he's saying. And I think he connects well with people and with athletes. And I think he's got a lot of integrity. Dr. Mike is a fantastic speaker. I would definitely recommend him on the highest level. I've been around a lot of great motivational speakers, Les Brown, a whole bunch of other ones, professional athletes, celebrities. He's right up there. And because of the fact that he's a doctor and he's an authority on regenerative medicine, something that I think is not talked about enough, especially with the rest of the world still kind of, when people get hurt, they want to get surgery right away. That's the kind of world we live in. But we've been trying to help also promote the fact that there's alternatives such as stem cells, which is really important for our association with professional athletes that we have to protect and be out and look out for. And Dr. Mike is an expert on that field, and he's been helping our athletes, and so that's the reason why he's the only one we really trust to bring them to his facility. And but Dr. Mike is really great at relaying to the everyday people and explaining what stem cells are, about the benefits of regenerative medicine, about changing their life through holistic nutrition. So there are so many topics that he's great at, and which overall the principle is he's just a really great speaker on transformation of people's lives. Well, Dr. Mike has made a profound impact on athletes. For one, at the very least, getting regenerative medicine and stem cells on their minds, making sure they understand what it is, so they'll consider it, before surgery. The second thing, direct impact. We've brought professional world champion boxers, legendary guys like Pinklon Thomas, two-time heavyweight world champion, Riddick Bowe, International Boxing Hall of Famer, Ron Dixon, NFL star, New York Giants, Curtis Mitchell, who's a bronze medalist at the World Championship in track and field, who's actually pursuing 2020 Olympics right now. He would not even be practicing on the track if it wasn't for Dr. Mike, because he was sidelined for 6 months from a foot injury. He got a treatment from Dr. Mike's NeoMatrix Medical Facility. 3 weeks later, he's on the track practicing again. So impactful in multiple sports, multiple lives.
I'm Dr. Lorraine Ryan, or Lori Ryan. I've been an anesthesiologist for approximately 30 years. After practicing anesthesia for as long as I have nothing bad to say about it, but I do believe that there are some more holistic and natural approaches to taking care of patients who have pain. I met Mike probably 7 or 8 years ago. We actually met on a social level. Our kids are the same age, play the same sports, go to the same schools, and through people he knew were also very good friends of mine. We spent many years socializing together, going to dinners and parties and conversing, and we always followed each other's career, but we always seemed to be on somewhat of a parallel type path. I was very mainstream medicine with the anesthesia, and he was involved in multiple modalities that assisted mainstream medicine, physical therapy, acupuncture, and now regenerative medicine. Dr. Mike is a very honest person who truly believes that health and wellness comes from inside and really lives what he preaches about health and wellness, and also believes that there are other treatments and modalities away from pharmaceuticals, surgery, to help patients. He puts his whole heart and soul into what he does, and I truly believe that he puts his patients above everything else. And as a physician myself, that's probably one of the most attractive things that you can find in someone that's taking care of patients. Well, Dr. Mike has been studying holistic nutritional medicine for many years. He has started in physical therapy, then worked his way through to acupuncture, and subsequently onto a PhD in nutrition. He has studied holistic medicine and nutritional medicine from multiple avenues. And I believe bringing together all the different avenues into one, when you develop how you want to treat patients and what you believe is best for patients, really is a full circle way of tackling the issues that patients have. And nutrition is the root of many problems that people experience in life. Because I got to know Dr. Mike first on a social level, I was privy to a lot of information that most people would not have been able to receive. The fact that I too am in the medical field, we were able to converse on so many different things. I actually own every book that Dr. Mike has written, and I have read them. I honestly believe that what he believes and what he speaks about is true and is very helpful. So I think that he brings about something to this field that you don't see amongst a lot of health professionals.
I'm Ron Dixon, former New York Giant. I'm the president of the NFL division of football of the WSA, which is the World Sports Alumni. Not only did I leave a little small school and go straight to the Super Bowl, I have a record for the most touchdowns for kickoff returns in postseason NFL history. Like there's been more people to walk on the moon, So I got to those high heights, but then was taken out by injury. I tore my PCL, which is something that normally happens in a car crash, is what I'm told. But I tried to keep at it and just that wear and tear. And, the knee just wouldn't respond like it used to. So that it took me out. It was time to change the chapter. When you're in a lot of pain and you're dealing with pain and you go through one procedure that didn't work and another procedure didn't work and you're taking the pain pills and you're still having pain, like you're in search for that pain, pain-free, and I got connected with Dr. Mike and, had a great discussion, and I told him what my problems were and he told me how he could help, and I told him I was with it. Dr. Mike, the treatment, just going straight in from conversation, it was overwhelming. Me getting a better understanding, hearing about the different procedures, so different than what I had priorly been introduced to. And just meeting the whole team and how detailed it was. The last two procedures, they took something out of my body, right? So this time, Dr. Mike put something in, and then hit me with this and hit me with that, and everything has been amazing. So the three benefits I would think were, just looking forward to getting up in the morning, not being in pain, knowing that I'm not going to have complications with walking. Another benefit is not only being able to walk, but walking 20 miles a week, without the pain, without the swelling, without all this discomfort, and that was key for me. I knew I was never going back to the NFL, but just being able to walk, being able to move around, bend over without all the physical pain, is a pure benefit. Dr. Mike has impacted my life in a way that, how can I describe this? Pain-free, and looking forward to the parties, because he got a great smile and great personality and just a wonderful type of human being, and you just look forward to being around him. But when it comes to people, you just have to listen to what they say, and watch the actions, and look for results. At the end of the day, we want production. We need to see you produce. Anybody could speak words, but once you see production, you become a believer. And I've seen the production. I've seen what the stem cell can do, what the procedures can do. So I'm a believer.
To start your journey to optimal health, I suggest following my action plan in my book Health for Life User Manual. For those of you interested in learning more about stem cells and regenerative medicine, read my book Stem Cells One-on-One, which shares with you the 7 key questions you should ask when considering stem cell-based therapies. Visit my website mikevantielen.com for updated info and speaking performances, and please share this with family and friends.